What's up, blockheads? On the CBR today, and NBRB. Yeah, so on the CBR today, and in today's video I want to talk to you guys about what modification plans I have for it, because each of the bikes that I get, I end up kind of making one of these videos. We talk about like the build plans, if you will. So I did it with my Low Rider S, I've done it with my Iron 883, I've done it with previous sport bikes as well. So I figured, you know, since we just added this one to the channel, it's the newest in the stable, I would go over with you guys kind of what the plans are for it. And as per usual, coming to our normal spot of Magnolia Park, because it's freaking beautiful. Look at this place, man. I want to rent out this park for like a day so that I can use this little road, just me and some friends, get like some Groms and use it as like just a little racetrack. That'd be freaking awesome. As per usual, anytime I'm racing Groms though, I'd probably eat shit. So, damn it, blinker. Gotta bring back the blinker song. Blinker, 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 I'll leave you on all day. Blinker, 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 why won't you go away? Anyways, yeah, the CBR600RR, or as I'm going to refer to it from here forward as the CBR. I'm going to kind of, like, I've got a list which I'm going to take out here as soon as I pull over, and we'll kind of go over it, and I'll let you guys know what modification plans I've got. And then I've also got a couple questions for you guys if y'all have any recommendations for some parts. I kind of like to do this because I want you guys to see where it is beforehand, and then see kind of the idea of which direction we're going, and then to see where it will be afterwards. So it's kind of like a before and after. I want you guys to feel like part of the process, because you guys are definitely part of the process. There's been a number of times with other bikes that, you know, I've talked about, you know, getting certain parts, and you know, I'll kind of have a question, or I won't know, you know, what parts are recommended or quality or anything like that. And a lot of the times you guys chime in and you let me know, basically saying like, hey, actually you can look into this and that's a better part, you know, it's an industry standard kind of thing. And so I'll end up looking into it, and sure enough, it ends up being like a better idea than what I had. So yeah, it's just one of the awesome perks about this blockhead community, you know, you guys tuning in and letting me know y'all's experiences with stuff and all that. Woo! I mean, I thought we were gonna stop at Magnolia Park, but it seems we're not. There was a couple open spots, but there's a spot up here that I know is always open and a little more private. It just kind of feels weird, you know, like talking to my bike. It's like me talking to myself, essentially. But I mean, I'm talking to you guys. But whenever you're around people, it's like, they look at you kind of weird. You're like, is that guy talking to himself? And like, yep, that guy is indeed talking to himself. What's up, dude? Oh man, I love this thing. Woo, it's so much fun to ride. I love it. Ow, bug, damn it. Oh, sorry. So yeah, as you guys saw in the reveal video of this bike, it's in rough shape when it comes to like the cosmetics of it. You know, there's a hole in the fairings on this side, which, you know, it's totally been down. Somebody saw the guy that owned this before me, he's been to the tail of the Dragon, and it's got a couple bumps and bruises on it. And so somebody was like, it looks like the Dragon bit him. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't think, he didn't say he went down on the Dragon. Whenever I talked to him, he said that he had dropped it like in the dirt, I guess riding on dirt, which makes sense. But the hole on this side definitely looks like it was put down and it slid for a bit because it ate through the plastic, you know. So yeah, I mean, we're definitely going with new fairings, you know. Although one of you guys did have a pretty good point, because I said that I wanted to track the bike, so I want to do some track days, and one of y'all said before changing out the fairings, do a couple of track days. That way, if I fall, or basically like low side, lay the bike down or whatever, it doesn't mess up the new fairings. And that's a really, really great piece of advice. This is what I'm talking about when I'm saying, like, you Blockhead community, man. Like, I really appreciate you guys, like, giving me new advice. I will totally do that before I put the new fairings on. I'll probably end up, yeah, using these as like my track day fairings for a little bit, and then I'll just use the other fairings for, damn, blinker. Yeah, I'll use the other fairings that I get, the new ones, for just like the regular street riding and stuff. I guess before we get too far into it, big thanks to you guys. Y'all were like super positive in your reactions about the bike, which I really appreciate. Years ago, whenever I started the channel, I used to get a lot of hate whenever I would introduce a sport bike or anything other than a Harley, so thank you guys. I really appreciate you. A lot of you guys said that you actually don't mind the orange and black. To be honest, I usually am not a fan of orange at all, but the orange and black on this, I actually really like it. Kind of like how the orange goes from like this more vibrant to like a darker orange as it goes back in the bike, so it's got like kind of a gradient to it. However, I am going to be changing that out, like I said, and we're going to do just all gloss black, and then I'm going to do gold. To be honest, I've been thinking about getting away from gold a little bit, just because the gold color that I like is so hard to match, especially when it comes to like powder coating. And then when it comes to powder coating, getting that gold to match, like doing the wheels or the calipers or any other part for that matter, getting that gold powder coat done, it's a bit expensive because you actually have to take the part, sandblast it, polish it, and then do the powder coating in order to get that, you know, gloss chrome gold. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Maybe I can find something that I like. All right, so I've got a big old long list here of basically modifications to do to the bike. So I've categorized them. We've got modifications that are in, modifications that are ordered, and then modifications to order. And then I've got another thing at the bottom that says research. And so that's where I'm going to be asking you guys questions if you'll have recommendations. So like I was saying in the first video, I already have oil in. The guy that owned the bike before me, like I said, it's got 44,000 miles on it. It is a Honda, so it's, you know, you guys talk about reliability, thing will last forever. It's funny, I said, oh yeah, it's got 44,000 miles. I'm like, it's kind of high mileage. A lot of y'all said, that's not even broken in yet, which is an awesome comment to get. Yeah, 44,000 miles on it. I mean, 10-year-old bike, and it runs great. I mean, you guys saw me coming here. Seriously, it runs fantastic. Yeah, just general maintenance stuff. I've got oil. I've got an oil filter in. We're just going with, what is it, the GN4 Honda oil, not synthetic, since it's been just the regular Honda oil since, like, the bike was born. And that's what the guy used before me. I'm just going to keep it as that, right? If it runs great as is, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Regular Honda oil filters as well, so I'll just throw a regular Honda oil filter on it also. I've got coolant, went with engine ice to do the coolant, so we're going to do new oil filter, new coolant. We'll do a flush of all that. I've got new spark plugs. I mean, it's at 44,000 miles. I would expect that, you know, it probably needs some new plugs, even though it does run really well. The guy that I was talking to up at Honda, he basically said that you could replace the plugs right now and probably never have to replace them again. So went ahead, bought an extra couple plugs. I mean, it takes 4 since it's a 4-cylinder. We'll swap those out. Those are kind of a pain to get to since you have to take the fairings off. You actually have to drop the radiator right here, and the plugs are right back in there. You know, you can see one of them right there, and then they just span the width of the bike. I've got some new bar end mirrors in, so that, I mean, they're basically the same as this, but this one's just all super corroded, you know, so, and it just kind of, it's all loosey-goosey. So I'll put some new bar end mirrors on it. To be honest, I'm not a huge fan of the way the bar end mirrors look on these bikes, but it is nice to be able to see behind you, especially in traffic, you know, if you're wanting to get over lanes and stuff like that. I always double check my blind spots, but to be able to actually have mirrors on a bike, like, I use them all the time, especially in Orlando. So on order, I have an air filter by K&N. I also have some new grips coming in. I mean, these are good, they suffice, but I've got some new ones coming in from Revzilla. Little black and gold. I've got some new brake pads coming in for both front and rear. But yeah, we'll throw some new pads on there. The rotors, I thought about doing rotors, but the rotors actually seem fine. I mean, there's not really a lip on that one much, so it's still got plenty of rotor life left on front and rear, and it looks like this one's pretty, like, this one doesn't have a groove or lip on it at all, really. So that one those should be fine, front and rear. Plus, these already have gold on them. But yeah, they're in good condition. For a seat, definitely going with a more comfortable seat. Super easy to replace that, but Saddlemen actually makes seats for this bike. So I'm going to be doing a Saddlemen GP V1, I think it's called. I've already reached out and talked to them because you guys know I work with them on my Harley. So we're going to be doing a Saddlemen seat on it. Fairings, I talked about doing the gloss black. Really looking forward to getting those in. I asked them if they do custom paint. I think they might, but if they don't, I mean, we're going to customize it anyways. I've got a couple ideas in terms of, like I said, doing that black and gold look to it. So, man, I don't know. I just really like this orange and black combo. I don't know. Maybe I can kind of clean up the ones that are on there right now. Or if I'm doing a track day, I guess it doesn't really matter if I clean them up. Hopefully I don't, you know, go down or anything like that. But it's a learning experience, so I'll be taking it easy. Also probably going to be ordering a new tire hugger just because this one looks like it's seen some things. Get all that cleaned up, get some new hardware for that. Going to be doing a lot of parts from TST Industries. So we've got frame sliders, spools, axle sliders, integrated tail light, rear signal lights, front signal lights, and an LED relay that we're going to be installing on it from TST Industries. So the integrated taillight will basically go right here, which will be nice because the current lighting on this thing is this piece right here, which as of me riding with, who was it, Wes or Reese, they basically said like you can't hardly see these at all. And one of the big, you know, important things with riding is being able to be seen, especially like if you're in front of somebody and you're stopping, you want them to know that you're stopping so they don't rear end you. So yeah, we're going to do new lighting in terms of indicators, stop lights, running lights, all that stuff from TST Industries, and they'll be much brighter, much better location than down there underneath the, you know, so far tucked into the tail. Right here, integrated rear tail light, so that'll be running light, brake light, indicators built in as well, and then we're also going to do indicators sticking out here. That will be sequential indicators. We're also going to do indicators in the front, so instead of these flush mount that you can hardly see at all, we're going to do some that stick out, but they'll be sequential also. And then, yeah, like I said, protection for the bike, frame sliders, so those will probably be ones that we have to go through the fairing, unfortunately, but I've done that before with the CBR600RR that I had, and they turned out really just super clean. And then we'll do spools on the back also, and then we'll do the fork sliders on the front. No protection on the bars though, just because we're going to have bar end mirrors. If you guys remember from a previous video, I also talked about my love for quick shifters whenever Wes and I were doing the test rides on the Kawasaki ZX6R and the 1000, the Ninja 1000. I absolutely fell in love with quick shifting. I don't know if you guys saw, like on the way here, I was actually doing what they call clutchless shifting. And what that is, basically you preload the shifter, you blip off of the throttle and then you press through the gear. It's basically what they call clutchless shifting. I was doing that, but with a quick shifter, you don't even have to let off of the throttle. You can just be holding it in place, pull up on that shifter, and what it does is it actually slows the engine down for you. So it's like doing that blip off of throttle for you. Dynajet actually makes a quick shifter for this bike. So we'll do a Dynajet Power Commander, which is a tuner for it. And then we'll also do the quick shifter. In addition to all that stuff, probably do like radiator guard. Like this one's a little, you can see where like it's gotten some rocks and stuff like that on the front of it. So just to kind of keep it all protected, probably throw a radiator guard on there. Some advice that I need from you guys, if y'all have any experience with this, I am looking to do some better headlights. I don't want to do the halogen lights. I would rather do like LED or HID. So if you guys have any recommendation on headlights, I would love for you guys to drop those down in the comments below. Let me know if you guys have any experience with them. If you guys have any recommendations, definitely let me know. Also, I was thinking about doing a steering stabilizer. I forget what that one brand is, but a lot of people have like those stabilizers that basically go here and it keeps you from getting like that speed wobble. A hydraulic compressed fluid that keeps it from getting that shake doing track days, or if we happen to lift that front wheel up and we come down, and that'll basically keep us from getting that speed wobble, death wobble, or whatever you want to call it. Sprockets, I forget what it is. I can probably look it up pretty quick. I'll saw, dude. But yeah, in terms of sprockets, these ones are pretty good. They are a little worn, a little rounded out on the tops. Definitely going to be getting a new chain, so probably new chain. If I'm replacing the chain, I might as well replace a sprocket, right? So if you guys have any recommendations on chain or sprocket, let me know. Probably be doing gold chain. I also did buy some chain cleaner for it, so we got that in, and chain lube, which I've had from previous bikes as well. And then in terms of exhaust, it does have a slip-on here at the moment, which actually sounds pretty good. A couple of you guys have talked about hearing it in previous videos, but it is a bit scratched up. I mean, it's a 10-year-old bike, like I said, it's been loved. But yeah, this exhaust, I'm not really sure what the hell happened to it, how it got scratched, how did that happen? You know, like, look at that. It's coming apart from the inside. Maybe just years of running. But Two Brothers Racing exhaust, I know the cool thing with these is that you can actually take this part off and replace the tip, which is pretty cool. So, you know, I'll probably do that just as like a temporary holdover. But I'm also looking to do a full system exhaust. So basically headers to tip. So we'll be replacing the headers here. I was thinking about getting those maybe like, not these ones, but maybe the new ones, depending on what material they are, but like a high temp ceramic coated, and then basically full system cat delete and all that stuff to undertail. I know a couple people also do exhausts like that or exit to the side. I'll have to look those up and see if I like those at all, because they are kind of cool. But I do also like the undertail. I mean, it looks good, right? I like it. What do you guys think? The Two Brothers sounds good too. You know, crank it up because I need to start moving. It's hot. 93 degrees right now. Oh my god, it's getting hot. I do not miss those days of Florida filming in a parking lot. I should have pulled over in the damn park. It would have been a lot cooler. Woo-wee. It sounds good, man. Look at that light. You can barely see that. It's ridiculous. There's a certain RPM if with like when I'm riding, if you hold it, it just has this nice like right there. Alright, I'm gonna get moving. It's hot. Jesus. Oh my god, the seat is hot too. Fook. Anyways, so those are the plans, guys. You guys let me know what y'all think. If you have any recommendations, I am more than willing to check them out. If you guys have experience, like I said, I'm not the most experienced when it comes to sport bikes. I have had a couple in the past, but in terms of like parts and stuff, I've been out of it for a while. This was already really productive because, you know, on the way here, I just had that thought of keeping these fairings, you know, since they're a little more scratched up, you know, they've got some bumps and bruises. Initially, I was thinking like just replace the fairings and then let's do track days, but you know, that one person posted up on that reveal video saying like to do track days with these fairings, and that's such a great idea until I get acclimated and get used to riding on the track. One thing I did forget to mention was the levers. So these are ASV levers, and you guys can see, I mean, they've got some rust and stuff on them. But the awesome thing about ASV levers is that you can actually rebuild them. So I actually went to ASV's website and I ordered a rebuild kit for both of the levers. So we're basically going to be replacing all the hardware, all the springs, the washers, the bushings, and everything on these levers, so where basically they'll be brand new afterwards. I also have new little adjustment wheels coming in for them, which are gold. While the levers are an initial big investment because they are kind of expensive, I want to say like they're $100 per side, so you're looking at like $200 in just levers. The fact that they are as old as they are, but you can rebuild them for really cheap, super cool. I want to say the rebuild kit was like 20 bucks or something like that, and then the wheels, like each of the wheels was like, I forget, like $10 or something. So we're keeping the levers because ASV levers are quality. I've had those on previous bikes. I think I had them on the CBR600RR back in the day. Those are the thoughts, those are the plans. Like I said, if you guys have recommendations, let me know. Yeah, I hope you guys are stoked for it. Already getting parts in, and then all the while, you know, it's not taking my my attention off of the other builds. So we've basically got stuff to keep us busy for so long, building this one out. But then we've also got mods for the Iron 883. We've also got mods for the 2020 Low Rider S, the Softail, and then of course the giveaway bike, which is the 2017 Harley-Davidson Dyna Low Rider S. On that note, we're giving away a motorcycle through Patreon. If you guys want to join, it is patreon.com/Blockhead Moto. Here in a couple months, after we build it out, after you patrons decide how we're going to build it out, we're going to give it away. that Patreon community that makes so many more things possible. I appreciate you guys. As always, I appreciate all you subscribers as well that tune in and post up. Like I said, I just want you guys to feel like you're a part of this, and I want to take you guys along for the ride from start to finish, from the point it is right now, you know, where it's got bumps and bruises. Like I said, it's been loved, to the point where we're gonna make this thing just like, you know, awesome. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, hit subscribe, hit that bell icon so it sends you notifications of future uploads and activity. Until next time. I hate that whenever I want to look in the mirror, I have to like physically grab the mirror, twist it around to see. We'll be fixing that soon. Until next time, you guys, ride safe out there, stay vigilant. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.